everyone, welcome back to a new video. What you just saw was me pressure washing a little alleyway here that we use to bring the pack cows to the milking parlor. And it needs to be pressure washed every so often because it gets washed every day, but after a little while that won't get cleaned off with normal rinsing. So every so often it just has to be pressure washed because otherwise it becomes slippery. And the cows that we have on the pack are typically weaker cows that have some special needs that need a little bit of extra help, and that's why they're on the pack instead of out in the cow barn. So we need to do everything possible to make sure that there are no slippages. So this is one way that we try to mitigate having that happen. If you've ever wondered what it sounds like before I give my goats my grain, this is it. I'm mixing feed here, senior horse feed, which smells amazing. It's kind of like bananas, but I feed this so they get a little bit more fat in their diet. Like a lot of these goat grower feeds have a lot of protein in there, and I'd like my goats to have a bit more fat, so that's why I feed this. It looks exactly the same, the color is maybe slightly different, and then I have a 16% goat and kid grower ration, so I mix that together and then they get a little bit more fat in their diet instead of protein, because there's meat goats and they also need fat in order to gain some weight. So they're doing really good on it so far. I've had them out on the grass a couple times now and they're looking really good. So without further ado, the choir requires attention. So I'm gonna be mixing their food and giving that to them. And 2 whole bags fit in there. So that's about 40 Canadian dollars worth of feed. Right in this, what would be a trash can. And then for this group, I want to put them out on the grass. So I'm gonna take the scoop with some feed. I'm gonna open that gate there and release the hounds and then run for my life to the area where I want to put them in, which sometimes is a little scary. Come on! Come on! Come on! Oh my! All right. I'm gonna run out the door again. Nope. Go eat. Whew. So there's a better way to do it, but honestly, that's kind of fun. So I'm just gonna keep doing it that way. So milking is finished, and we were done an hour late because I made a pretty big, massive mistake during milking, and that is that I hung a red band treated cow under without making sure that I had put the pail underneath, switch the hoses to make sure that she couldn't get milked into the bulk tank. Luckily, I saw it in time and I was able to get help immediately, and we were able to flush all of the lines, and we were able to determine that it would probably be okay, but we went and got our milk tested anyways. Young ran into the city to the milk plant and got the milk tested, and thank God the test came back negative for any antibiotics, so our bulk tank was safe. It really kind of shook me up because I completely missed that that cow had red bands on, and yeah, her legs were covered in manure, so I didn't quite see. I should have been paying better attention. It's completely my fault. I don't know what happened. I was kind of distracted, I guess. So everything got flushed out, everything got cleaned out just to make sure that there was no residual milk left over, and the milk got tested and it tested negative for anything, so thankfully we didn't have to dump 2.5 milkings worth of milk. So if I would have milked this cow into the bulk tank without realizing, basically what would happen is the milk trucker would have come to pick up milk tomorrow morning, and he takes a little milk sample from each bulk tank that he picks up milk from, and then all of the milk goes into the milk truck, which then gets brought to the plant. So every bulk tank, after the milk gets brought away, has a sample, and then at the plant they test all of the milk to make sure that it's not got any antibiotics. If it does, they'll go through all of the samples and they'll test every single one. So our sample from that bulk tank, if I had not caught that cow, would have tested positive for antibiotics. If that happens, we have to pay for every single farm's bulk tank that got brought into the plant, and then we have to pay a fine on top of that, I believe. And then there's a penalty that you also have to pay. So I'm really happy that we caught everything in time. We were able to rectify the situation, because it costs thousands of dollars if you make that mistake and you don't catch it. So I'm very, very happy, and yeah, I'm gonna be on hyper alert for the next few milkings, just because, yeah, whenever you get a scare like that, it's really jarring. The good news about today, because you always have to find a silver lining, is that we got a pretty good douse of rain today. So while I was waiting for Yun to get that test done, it was absolutely pouring rain. So it made me feel a little bit better, where it was like, well, at least we got some more rain, because we still need it pretty badly. So that was one positive point from today. But I'm just gonna be doing my evening checks for my animals, and then it is time for me to go to bed because I milk in the morning. So all of the outside animals are good. Just double checking the inside goats, because these two are due very soon. You can see that they're very large. This is Harissa and that's Fern. So I just like to give a little quick feel of the ligaments here, and I can still feel them. Ligaments are these tendons that are running right along here. Like, I can feel both of them along the side of her tail. So if they still have ligaments, then they're not too close to kidding yet. But as soon as they lose them, then you can probably expect kids within the next 24 hours. And I'll typically have a peek at her udder, and I will feel that, and she's not popped yet, so that's good. We're gonna check Fern. So hers are actually quite a bit softer than Harissa's, but I can still feel them. And her udder has not quite popped yet either. Yeah. So these two we bought pregnant, and they're both bred to two different blue-eyed bucks, and they're both blue-eyed themselves, so we're really hoping for some blue-eyed babies from these two. But if that doesn't happen, obviously it's not the end of the world. I'm just really hoping for some happy, healthy babies. So my guess is that both of them are gonna have 3 each, because they look poppin'. And when we were predicting Ginger last time when she had babies, she had 3, but it really only looked like she was gonna have like 1 or 2. So these ladies are a lot bigger. So we're thinking that they're probably gonna have at least 3 each. And they can pop any day now. So that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a little bit of a stressful day for me, but that typically makes for good content. So if you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe and share it with a friend. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.